Boys, if you're ever looking for a job, Rebel Media is always looking for staff, and you guys look like you have good practice.
Yeah, no comment, Avi, today.
No comment today, Avi. I love it. Love the accent.
What we're asking today is, if it turns into a dynamic situation, that you be very wary. We don't want you to be hurt. We don't want our members to be hurt. So we're asking that if you're going to be
Covering it, my job.
to do it from the periphery.
Everyone has a job here.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Oh,
But
like I said, we're making sure that you guys are safe. Whether
But,
it's your cameraman
but just
or
like the police have a job, I have a job.
we're not.
The only difference is if my boss told me to act unlawfully, I wouldn't do that. And till now, police have acted a little bit unlawfully. Today's report is about one thing, showing you that if we stand up for ourselves, our rights, our dignity, and most importantly, our freedoms, we will win even when it seems impossible. Just take a look at Victoria. On Sunday, no one imagined we'd be getting out of this lockdown, let alone so quickly. That only happened because of you guys, your protests, and your willingness to do what it takes. Now our job is to ensure that we get back all of our freedoms and never allow any government to steal them from us again. Today's the second day in a row that we've recorded 0 new coronavirus cases, and our 14-day rolling average of new cases is only 2.8 infections. That's of 6.5 million people. I think we can agree that it's not only time to open up, but to put an end to this state of emergency, the state of emergency that Daniel Andrews has used to lock us all up. So please, guys, after watching this report, make sure to sign and share the petition at liftthestateofemergency.com.au, because one thing is for sure, all these different campaigns that you guys have been helping me with, they're having a real impact on the ground. For example, there's 2 things that in the last protest, you guys should really take pride in, because without you, nothing would have changed. Both the standwithavi.com and savevictoria.com.au lawsuits have already forced the government's hand, and we're only in the really early stages. StandWithAvi.com was the campaign that we started after police showed absolute disregard to freedom of the press. Remember how they tackled me to the ground, arrested me, and sent me packing for reporting facts they prefer you probably didn't hear at the 5th of September lockdown protest? Well, on the weekend, at the latest protest, they couldn't have acted any different. They rolled out the red carpet for our entire Rebel News team.
You want to go to the media point?
Come, these 2 with us. Come. That incredible change in attitude and treatment by police is 100% because of you and your support. The fact is, after what had happened in September, it was getting a little bit more challenging to get people willing to work for us at these protests. No one really wants to get arrested. I totally get that. This time I actually had to hire someone who usually attends as a protester, someone police really wanted to remove. But because of our lawsuit that you helped us achieve, even he was protected. He's with me. He's got a media pass. He's working on our company.
I've already arrested him a couple of times.
Okay, but today he's here under media.
He's standing here with no mask.
But he's got an exemption. He's got an exemption, sir. I paid him today to be here with us. He's got our sound. He's with me. All right. But he's with me. Thank you. You're all right. Just stand. That was interesting. He agrees that I tried to do the right thing, and the other man's not trying to do the right thing, but he works with us. He's a sound technician today, and he is doing the right thing. Doesn't matter if in previous protests he's been arrested or not. That's irrelevant. Today, he's paid here to be with Rebel News to help us cover this story. As I said, we stood up for ourselves, and it's already paying dividends. But there was another huge difference about the latest protest. Now, while police still unlawfully arrested numerous protesters on the weekend, the shift in rhetoric tells you everything you need to know.
Protesting is not unlawful. It's a human right.
This is a total backflip of what the Assistant Commissioner said last time prior to the last major rally. Have a listen.
Leaving home to protest is absolutely not authorised.
Like I said, a massive shift in rhetoric. What's funny is that cops on the day, they couldn't even articulate the reason behind the sudden change. Today's a little bit different. They're acting a little bit more sane?
So, well, yeah, they are. But
Why is that?
Well, they're allowed to protest today. So,
Why are they allowed to protest today?
Well, the chose directions have changed, obviously. So there's only a couple of reasons why we're enforcing it.
No, but there's nothing
that
changed.
aside,
There's nothing changed about protest.
Well, there has. The circumstances have changed. So.
But what part of the show directions have changed regarding protest? Nothing.
You'd be aware of that. The reasons why they're out and so and about. So yeah, you'd be aware of those.
But protest isn't one of them.
The restrictions are slowly changing.
But nothing changed about protest.
Social distance, wear your mask.
Same thing we had last
25K,
time. But what
25
changed?
k's from your area.
Last time was 5K. Did anything change?
20 k's.
No, I'm saying that made protest. Nothing's changed. Because yesterday Luke Cornelius said that it's a human right. That's why they're allowed to protest. I just find that weird that last time they not have a human right?
So no, protest wasn't allowed last time.
No, but he said yesterday it's a human right and you're allowed to protest as long as you're abiding by the Cho directive.
There you go. That's what you've got to.
Okay, so last time people that were abiding by the Cho directives, but exercising their human right, why were they arrested?
I'm not going to get into an argument with you about that.
Why was I arrested as media?
So.
Why was I arrested? Were you there that day?
No, I wouldn't work that day.
Do you think that was a bit embarrassing though, that media in Australia was tackled to the ground?
I'm not going to enter into that argument because I wasn't there. So.
You've seen the footage.
So I've only seen a bit of the footage. So
It was only about 10 seconds.
Was it? Yeah. Oh well, there you go.
A bit of footage. She's only seen a bit of the footage, which we've all only seen a bit of footage because that's all you need to see. But let's be clear. Nothing has changed regarding protests or freedom of the press. It was a human right to protest back in September and also in the past weekend. And next weekend, it's still going to be a human right to protest. The Assistant Commissioner was essentially conceding defeat to our Supreme Court challenge. But don't worry, don't take my word for it. Because on the 7th and 8th of December is our final hearing, which will produce that declaration to ensure they can never shut down a protest again, not just in the Assistant Commissioner's words, but in practical police action on the ground. Make sure to follow and support those developments at savevictoria.com.au.
We're doing our job, and like you said,
What is your job
your
then? What is your job at this protest?
You're doing your job.
Yeah.
We're the media liaison here.
So when I tried to liaise you last time, nobody helped me. Why is that?
Well, I wasn't there last
But
time.
was that your
We
job
were
to help me there in that situation?
I don't even know that we were there last
They were there.
time,
It's
so-
all been on. It was all there.
You need to do what you're being
Okay.
told.
And what
by the
legislation?
police.
And what legislation did I get? Did I breach the?
With the police, and if you've got a complaint to make, you need to go through the complaints system. Okay. So that's
What's your
all I
name?
can say. Anita Brenz.
Anita Brenz.
Yeah, I'm one of the sergeants at the media unit. I'm happy to chat to you further about it, but just not at the moment. Okay. You've got to do what they say. If
No,
they say move on, you need
but
to
we're in a country where there's freedom of press. There's
Yeah,
freedom of press, and you should hold that dear. Now, as a journalist, I was arrested in front of everyone. I've got all the footage. I was arrested, thrown to the ground with my permit in my pocket. I showed the police before coming in here, and then I was given a move on order as a journalist. This is 2020 in Victoria. This is not supposed to be a police state. So they were there, and I engaged them, and they didn't help me.
Well, it was a matter for what they
We
on the
can't
day.
comment on,
Yeah.
on facts that we would.
Okay, so but just so I understand, the job of the media unit is to liaise with the press on the ground.
Both to liaise with the press on the ground and obviously to ensure that the operational contingent as well aren't impacted in terms of their safety on the ground. You know,
Is
if you're in a
protecting
public
press
place, you
freedoms
can
also
film and
part of
what
it?
have you. So absolutely.
So that's what I wish on that day that my press freedoms would have been protected, but it wasn't. But you're here today, and I feel like you guys are the real deal. That day they were fake cops. I think the police force were really used in this whole crisis, and I hope that the media unit actually starts standing up for media in Australia.
There you go.
It hurt me to watch it last time when it happened to me that they didn't. I thought out of everybody, the media unit would understand.
Well, as long as everybody's doing.
I didn't get charged with anything. I didn't get fined with anything. I got arrested for doing my job.
As long as everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing in terms of the show directions, that's the main thing that we're.
I know, but we're talking about the media.
Well, we deal with a lot of the media.
You should be premier. You're almost as good as avoiding questions as Andrew is.
Not trying to avoid them at all.
If you like this report and you find it as important as we do to tell it, for us to be on the front line here in Melbourne to tell the truth, make sure to share it far and wide. And also hit the like button below to spread the love. Most importantly, make sure to subscribe to Rebel News on YouTube so you don't miss a thing.